everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I thought that we would make granola, and I love granola. It's so good in just plain with some milk or in yogurt, and so this is just a very simple basic yogurt. You can add things in if you want, or just make it as I'm showing you today. I will put the recipe in the description box below, and so let's get going on it. All right, and this is a recipe also that can be easily doubled. I'm just going to do the basic 3 cups of oats recipe today. So we've got our 3 cups of oats, and these are the old-fashioned rolled oats. These are not quick oats. Quick oats, I think, would probably make it kind of mushy and not fantastic. So it's the old-fashioned rolled oats. And then a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, which I've got right here. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And I actually am going to use more cinnamon than that. I love the flavor of the extra cinnamon in it. So we're going to go heavy on the cinnamon. All right. And then a 1/3 cup of coconut oil. And what we're going to do with the oil is we're going to put it in a saucepan, and I need something a little more firm. My coconut oil is very hard. Our weather is still somewhat chilly here, and so my coconut oil has remained in the chilly pantry, and so it's nice and hard and firm here. But what we're going to do is we're going to put it in a saucepan along with maple syrup and some honey, and we'll get those things nice and liquefied. All right. That looks pretty close. All right, get that here in our pan. And then we need a combination. Well, the recipe calls for a 1/3 cup of honey. Kind of a funny story with that. I thought that I had honey in one of my mason jars, and so I used it for my granola. Turns out that I had put maple syrup in that mason jar and didn't label it, and then added honey to the syrup jar, to the mason jar, because I had honey in a different mason jar. So anyhow, I ended up with 1/2 and 1/2, and it turned out to be excellent granola. So now that's kind of my recipe. So kitchen mistakes can turn out to be good things in the long run. All right, so there's that, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of honey to it here. I haven't put any more honey in a mason jar since then because, I don't know, it's fine in this container. But anyhow, you want a 1/3 cup of either honey or maple syrup, or a combination of the two. It's really good when you combine it. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's take this over to the stove, and we'll just stir it over a low heat until the coconut oil is melted. If you don't want to use coconut oil, you can use any other kind of oil that you prefer. The coconut oil does give it just a very light coconut flavor. Okay, there we go. Let's go put this into our oatmeal mixture. All right, we've got our oil, honey, and maple syrup mixture. We're just going to add 4 teaspoons of vanilla. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. This recipe started out as a vanilla granola, and it was really super good that way. But then, as I said earlier, my mishap with the honey and the maple syrup, it now has more of a maple syrup overtone, but it's still really good with the vanilla in it. Okay, let's get this all stirred up. Incorporate the salt, brown sugar, cinnamon, and oats. Okay, and then we'll pour in our mixture here. When I do make this, I normally double the recipe because you're going to the work of getting all the ingredients out. You might as well get quite a bit out of it instead of just the 3 cups. So I do recommend that you double the recipe. And we'll just give it a good stir here.
Get all that incorporated, get all the oats coated.
Alright, that looks delicious and it smells really super good also. Okay, what we're going to do now is I've got a piece of parchment paper on my baking sheet, and we're just going to put this on here. And it's just going to bake for 30 minutes is all. But do make sure and check it 10 to 15 minutes in because you'll want to give it a good stir once it's in the oven because it's going to start to get toasty and you don't want it to burn. I'm just going to put it in a single layer here as much as possible. Okay, let's put this in our 300-degree preheated oven. Alright, this is ready. Let's take it out. Oh, that looks delicious. Nice and crispy. Oh yeah, that is perfect. I like the dark color on there instead of real light. I like crispy granola. So we're going to let this sit and cool, and then we'll break it up and put it in our jar and see what we think about the taste as well. All right, our granola has cooled, and let's go ahead and put it in the jar here. And also, you'll notice that there's some big chunks, which is really nice if you like to have the big chunks for snacking. If you don't want the big chunks, you can always crumble it up more. But I like the big chunks, and that's really good. That is very good. Probably a reason why you want to double the batch, because by the time you get it in your jar, you probably only have half a batch left because you've had a few snacks. We can just crumble it up a little bit here. And the parchment works. Oh, just a second. Kind of make a, there we go. All right, there we go. We've got our granola, and it is really good. I know you're going to enjoy it. And if you want to put nuts in it, you can, or fruit, or anything that you'd prefer. And then also it's really good on yogurt, ice cream, snacks. All right, well, I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and let me know if you have any questions, and I will put the recipe in the description box below. Thank you so much.